boys and girls. Welcome back to Zula B. Wiley Public Library for another kindergarten through second grade read-along. This month we're doing Josie's Lost Tooth by Jennifer K. Mann. Hopefully by now most of you have picked up your purple read-along kit that contains this book and lots of fun activities that go along with it. Are you ready? Let's open our books and get started. Josie's Lost Tooth by Jennifer K. Mann. Josie was the monkey bars champion of her class. She was the first one to read a whole book by herself, and she was almost the fastest runner at recess. But Josie was the only one in her class who hadn't lost a tooth. Not a single one. When Richard lost his first tooth, he showed Josie the coin he got from the tooth fairy. She sneaks into your room when you're asleep and takes your tooth? Asked Josie. Yep, said Richard, and she gives me money for it. Have you lost a tooth yet? What did the tooth fairy leave for you? Josie checked for a loose tooth every night, but nothing ever moved. Not even a bit. Poor Josie. She wants to lose a tooth. Do you? I lost a tooth at breakfast, Richard said one morning. I brought it in my shark tooth for show and tell. Sharks' teeth fall out when they chomp on boats and and giant squids. I wish I could jump into a squid, said Josie. Look at Josie imagining herself chomping into a squid. Would you want to try that? Well, maybe if my teeth didn't come out when I thought they should. That night, when Josie checked her teeth, she felt one move, just a little. Finally, a loose tooth. She couldn't wait to show Richard. A loose tooth. What do you do when one of your teeth are loose? Do you jiggle it? Look, said Josie at school the next morning. I have a loose tooth. I'm going to hang upside down until it falls out. Cool, said Richard. Can I have a turn when you're done? But when the bell rang a few minutes later, Josie's tooth was still attached. What else do you think she could try to make that tooth come out? At lunch, Josie saved her apple for last. My tooth is going to come out when I chomp into this apple, like when a shark chomps on a squid, she said. Chomp! Your tooth is still there, Josie, said Richard. Want to try my carrot sticks instead? But those didn't work either. What will she do? I don't know about you, but I thought for sure the apple would work. When Josie found Richard at recess, she said, "Watch this. I'm going to pull my tooth out with a string." Have you ever done that? Did it work? She asked. Richard looked inside Josie's mouth. Still there. Poor Josie. Will that tooth ever come out? Josie wondered if she would ever get a coin from the tooth fairy. What if she had baby teeth for the rest of her life? Then Richard ran by. Want to play sharks? He asked. All right, said Josie. I'll be the shark. Will that make her tooth come out? But just when Josie was about to catch up with Richard, what happened? She tripped. Splat! Uh-oh. I see something falling to the ground. Josie felt around in her mouth with her tongue. Her tooth was gone. Oh no, she gasped. My tooth! Richard helped her look for it, but Josie's tooth was nowhere to be found. Maybe you swallowed it, he said. Did she swallow it? While Josie was in the nurse's office, Richard tried to cheer her up. At least you finally lost a tooth, he said. I didn't want to lose it, though, said Josie. Now what will I leave for the tooth fairy? You can try leaving my shark tooth, Richard offered. Will that work? Do you think the tooth fairy will be fooled if she leaves a shark tooth? I don't know. What could she do? That night, Josie held the shark tooth up to her gap. It made her look pretty sharky, but it wasn't her own tooth. She decided to leave a note for the tooth fairy under her pillow with the shark tooth. Dear Tooth Fairy, I lost a tooth today, but I can't find it. My friend Richard said I could leave his shark tooth for you instead. I'm the last one in my class to lose a tooth, so please still leave me a coin. Love, Josie. Will that work? Have you ever left a note for the tooth fairy? When Josie checked under her pillow in the morning, there was a note from the tooth fairy and something else. She couldn't wait to show Richard. What do you think the note said? You got a shark tooth necklace? Asked Richard. Yup, said Josie. She left one for you too. Cool, said Richard. Want to play sharks? Okay, said Josie. You can be the shark and I'll be the squid. Chomp! What do you think of that story? Can you remember some of the ways Josie tried to get her tooth to come out? What are some things you've done to get your tooth out? Do you know why we need to lose our baby teeth? Talk to Mom and Dad, see if they know. Let's take a look in our purple bag for this month. There are lots of cool things in here. Our friends from Kids at Heart Dentistry here in Cedar Hill have given you a brand new toothbrush. Do you know how often you should brush your teeth? Also inside this kit is a poem about the tooth fairy, a picture of the tooth fairy to color, some tooth math problems, brush your pearly whites, and you'll put the events in this page in order. A writing activity so that you can write about your experience losing a tooth. And a really cool craft. It's a happy tooth, sad tooth collage that contains 2 big teeth. You'll put a happy face on one and a sad face on the other. You also have pictures of all sorts of foods to eat. Some of these foods are healthy choices and some of them are not. Do you know which one goes on which tooth? Well, boys and girls, that's it for now. I hope you have a great time reading Josie's Lost Tooth and completing all the activities. Until next month, have a good one.